Okay, you've seen the video. I mean, you've seen the title, I guess. Sorry, this is one of the first videos you'll see in this channel. I'll delve into that, but let's start with the thing, the phone, the phone itself. So about about a month ago, I accidentally dropped it. I mean, it, it's an accident. I didn't mean to drop it, but eventually the phone is already like in a bad state. It already has its own scratches, has its own dents, and I'm guessing that the battery is probably just, starting to puff up, but honestly, I don't really care about that much. But the thing is, the phone was working well, despite it having cracks, dents, and random stuff in it. So it kind of surprised me when it actually fell and you know broke it, and it like stopped. When I picked it up, it only has a black screen, and it scared everything out of me. And I was asking for a sign that I really need to take off my phone. I really need to like give myself much of a detox. Like when I have my phone, I tend to doom scroll a lot, consume a lot of content and stuff. And that's why I think I'm kind of okay with the phone being gone. But my parents, since I'm going to be a freshman soon, told me that I kind of need like a communication. I need to talk to them, something to communicate with, without even using my laptop. So I kind of do need the phone at the same time. But the thing is, that was an old phone. I was offered by an old phone that was like ancient tech, like probably 8 years ago, which is so old in this tech world, like in or something. But honestly, I really think that it would be good enough, but and I think it would be good enough, but I didn't think that I'll need my old phone back again because it's already there. Thing is, this college that I'm going to requires you to check the email of your school. Wait, to check your own school email. Sorry, and apparently I can't access that school email because it requires an authenticator, and that authenticator is on my old phone. I've checked the web. I've even talked to ChatGPT about this. I am that desperate that I even scrolled through Reddit, through YouTube, and ended up anywhere, and up to the point that I bought two things: an HDMI port and a USB-C to HDMI multi-adapter or something. However, the phone itself doesn't support those two things. So technically I'm back to square one, and the only resort that I could go to is to just, get the phone fixed, which wouldn't reach the time that I was targeting, which is around, like two, like a week from now. I wish I could get my phone fixed like a week from now, but it's gonna take me like 3 more weeks, probably four, honestly. Yeah, but you know what? It's okay. I've already like messaged the IT department of the school, so I guess I'm fine. But yeah, that's the reason why I think I kind of like made the video. That's because I kind of need my school account, and that phone is like one of the better things. And if I want to do gaming, come on, I kind of need gaming as well. I can't just forget about it. I kind of do think that I'll just need to lessen it compared to what I do much, which is like mostly focus on the game rather than my academics and stuff. So, okay, about 3 to 4 years. Okay, let's start about the YouTube stuff. Okay, I'm jumping. I'm already so shaky because I've this is like my fourth take or five already. I'm so shaky. I stutter a lot, and when I'm given this flashcard of things that I have to say just to make a good lineup of a YouTube video, I get scared, super scared. So I kind of like have this pausing. If you notice, I've paused a lot during this video. I repeat words, and yeah, that's the thing that I'm working on. So about before we get into that, let me just yap about my history with YouTube. So everybody probably had a dream of becoming a YouTuber. You know, you don't have to work, you don't, you know, have to go outside, you don't have to wear a uniform, you don't even have to finish school, as long as you make videos and you'll get rich. Probably the only thing that I actually love about it is that you can get rich from just, m- making videos, even if it's just, random stuff. But eventually I've reached the point where I really wanted to start the channel, and I am so obsessed with starting at that. When it started, I just lost the energy to continue. I've made like a few videos in that channel. I mainly focus on Minecraft, but the thing is, when I what I realized when I was, making that channel was not everyone who follows the algorithm finds it fun to do the thing. Because the algorithm like 3 to 4 years ago was different to what it is now. The algorithm before focused much on the, is this funny? Is this entertaining in terms of, just enough to keep your attention span going and other stuff like that. But in this era, we're kind of straying away from that. We're going back to basics where people just started talking as people, you know, and people becoming honest about themselves. There's no brand stuff, you know, and I really like that we're taking a few steps back because everybody's going, oh, let's go advanced and stuff, let's go AI, and let's go like money hungry, power hungry, viewer hungry, and some would rather just, focus on the quality of what they put out. And I was in the middle of that, and I felt what it what any YouTuber might have felt at the time, that, you know should I do something that I love, or should I do something that pleases my viewers and probably get more money off of it? But honestly, I failed to realize that the reason why I wanted to start a YouTube channel was to look back upon something, look into something that I feel happy, fulfilled, and pretty much, keeps me excited to keep on moving. However, following the algorithm just, ruins the fun. And speaking about that, the algorithm poses a lot of stuff because many people in the algorithm are so competitive that you also have to consider the quality of your work. Yeah, sure, it's about quality over quantity and stuff, but the thing is, despite them having much more quantity in the amount of videos they put out, YouTubers or starting YouTubers fail to realize that who they are competing with are channels that are backed up by AI, backed up by a huge production team, and probably bigger than what they expect. It's not just them in a computer or just a camera. So it's harder for them to keep up until recently, where YouTube just, shows random stuff from people all over the accounts that doesn't have much as recognition. So, yeah. But the thing is, many people try to make good content, and similar to what Mr. Beast does, if he doesn't feel like it, he won't publish. And I do think that many people feels the same way if their channel is driven by passion rather than, following a stupid algorithm that's just made to, you know, entertain people, and it doesn't really care about the people that makes the entertainment or just makes the videos itself. They don't care about that. They just care about how long would a viewer watch stuff. And honestly, it's quite sad to think about it, but at the same time, it kind of consumes me. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I failed to realize that I work better when I'm just, making things as I'm going through. I mean, I'm not completely better, but, you know, I am at the same time so scared of messing up so bad that I stop myself every single second to think, am I speaking the thing that I wanted to speak, or am I just starting to go off on track? Is my accent good? See that stutter right there. And if there are no words coming into my head right now, I'd probably just, stay silent. I'm more of that person who just stays silent until they can form up a sentence in their head. But honestly, I do think that is somewhat of a thing. And with this extreme perfectionism stuff that's, consuming me, I do think that it's a good time to stray from that and focus on just low, down to earth videos where I just speak my mind, but at the same time, I just take things slowly and avoid the perfectionism route. This is my first video, and I have so like 5 takes. This is my fifth take, I guess, but that kind of, you know, makes me hopeful that I could do better. As you can notice, the first at the beginning of the video, I couldn't even speak properly, and we're kind of reaching the end now, and I can speak better, talk better, and finally reduce the amount of spaces in between my words. And you know, I really would like to give myself a challenge, and the reason, you know, why I kind of like to do this, or kind of went with this in the first place, because it's the first of the month, as they say, and at the same time, it's one of the things that I've been wanting to do, and at the same time, it's a challenge to myself to avoid being like taking things so seriously that I aim for perfection and just focus on how it feels to be flawed, such as humans, you know, how to be real, as some could say. And if you could somehow just, sit through the entire Yap session itself, I am so surprised that you could do that. But yeah, I think that's the entire discussion for today. And I would post the next video in a few days. I won't be posting tomorrow immediately because, according to something that I found, it says that, oh, your video would work better if post like every 2 days or every 3 days. So let's let's just give it like a few more days, probably, but it's not going to be like, like a week. It's just going to be like between a few days, and then I'll post again. Then I won't. Then yeah, it will continue that cycle over and over again. So eventually, if you guys do enjoy and would love to see more, and yeah, feel free to like and subscribe. And the thing is, if you do think that I have things to fix, just tell me, just comment it down below, and just be very much positive, because I am I am so anxious as I'm recording this. I'm introverted and I'm super anxious just by speaking into a microphone, and I guess this is the better way of doing it, I guess. So I'm gonna edit some stuff out because I do think that I've zoned out a bit. So yeah.